Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Addie and this is my April wrap-up. So I am going to be doing this in no particular order. Basically, it's the order of how I grab the books off of the tops of this pile. So I read 15 books in the month of April. So that was a really good reading month, but it was the owls. So I was pushing myself to actually do that. So it all worked out. So the first book that I'm going to talk about is Spiderwick Chronicles. This is by Holly Black and Tony DiTerlizzi. I need to stop saying that because I don't know how to pronounce his name. Anyway, this is a cute little middle grade book. It's from 2003, 2004, something like that, and it is the start of a series. Very cute. Love this. There's stuff to do with fairies, which if you're a fan of Holly Black, you're probably aware. I think there's a movie for this and I don't remember it being very good, but this series starts off pretty cute. So I recommend that if you're looking for middle grade reads, and if you haven't heard of it before. Spiderwick Chronicles was 4 or 5 stars. Next book is Hawk Song. This was a story about some shape-shifting people and their clans are warring because they are bird people and there are snake people and they do not get along. And the two leaders that are going to be coming into leadership of those clans decide to get married to try to unite their clans and stuff so that they stop fighting. So they both wanted peace and I gave this one 3 stars and I thought that it deserved to have like another part 2 to it, and that is why it was a 3-star book. But it was super enjoyable and there's more of those series, so I will maybe check that out here in a little bit. Next book I'm going to talk about is The Raven Boys. This was, of course, by Maggie Stiefvater. It was really great. It's about Blue Sergeant and her Raven Boys, so you have Gainsey and Ronan and Adam and Noah, and they all are kind of, you know, found friendship kind of type thing. The boys all go to this super elite rich people school. There's some mystical things going on while they're searching for this dead Welsh king called Glendower, and things just kind of devolve from there. So that's The Raven Boys. This is a 4 or 5 stars because it was really hard for me to get into when I first started reading it. And then after I got into the story, I absolutely loved it, but I couldn't give it 5 stars because it took me a really long time to get into it. So next one that I read was a 4-star as well. This was Neil Gaiman's Sandman, and it is the first volume, so Preludes and Nocturnes. It covers up until about death shows up, so that's a good fun time. Basically what this is about is Morpheus, who is the Sandman, the King of Dreams. And Morpheus has been captured by a human, and while he has been missing for 70 years, things have been going on, and his tools have been stolen and distributed across the country and across the world, and across several different dimensions, and so he has to go and collect all of his tools and everything, and that is what that one is about. Very good. I highly recommend Sandman if you have never read or heard of it. So my next book is Not If I Save You First by Allie Carter. This book was a 3-star read for me. It was about Maddie and Logan. Yes, Logan, because Zach's the other guy. So this is about Maddie and Logan, and they are friends, and Logan is the son of the President of the United States. Maddie is the daughter of the Secret Service agent. Something happens and her dad go to live in Alaska, and then 6 years later Logan is in a lot of trouble with his dad, and so his dad sends him out to Alaska, and then Maddie and Logan kind of have to go out into the Alaskan wilderness because they get kidnapped and all kinds of stuff, and they have to kind of survive out there and try to escape from that. So that one was really fun. Yeah, I don't know, it was not my favorite. It was a little like insta-love kind of type thing, except for they've known each other their whole lives, so maybe not insta-love. It just felt real rushed to me, so that's why that one was a 3-star. The next book that I read was Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. This was also a 3-star book. This is about 2 characters that come from different backgrounds. So you have Annie, who was a serf, and then you have Lee, who was a noble before the class war came. And then there was a revolution, and both of those kids get put in this orphanage, and while they're in the orphanage they find out that they are capable of being dragon riders, and then they go through the school trying to become the first rider of the Dragon Corps kind of type thing, and there was a lot of stuff going on. It was not as good as I wanted it to be, but I will probably pick up the sequel. So that is that one. The next couple of books are the first 2 books in the Magnus Chase series. I gave the first one a 5-star, the second one a 4-star, and these are just good. I like Rick Riordan. I don't really know what to say about it. Norse mythology is pretty good. I like his characters in this one, and I feel like he just really went for it in the representation area, so I enjoyed these quite a lot. I'm ready to read the third one, so that is those. Next one I have is The Book Thief. This is, of course, a like modern classic. It was a 4-star book. It is about Liesel, who is a girl that goes to live with this family in this town outside of Munich. And while she's there, her family takes in a Jewish person who is like living in their basement. And she, you know, gets to know him. And the story is told from the perspective of death. And he's telling the story of the book thief. And Liesel's thing is that she steals books sometimes. So very heart-wrenching. It made me cry. And I highly recommend reading it if you are looking for like a World War II story that moves pretty quickly. Other than that, pretty good. 4 stars. It wasn't as good as it was the first time I read it, but I think at that time in my life when I read it, I was in high school. It just really hit me pretty hard. So I would still recommend this to anybody that would like to read it, but I don't expect it to be everybody's favorite book anymore. So the next book that I'm going to be talking about is Detroit, An American Autopsy. I did not like this at all. It was a 2-star because it was written well, but it just was not something that I was interested in. It's a story about Detroit and how terrible Detroit is, and that's basically all you get from it. So yeah, I was expecting, there's like a whole section of it called like Rising Through the Ashes or something like that, and I just never got the uplift on it, and that is why it was not fun for me. So, which I get, you know, you can be dark and gritty about things, but it was just not, it just seemed to be like bashing on Detroit. I didn't enjoy that, and I will be putting that down. Okay, so on to the ebook section. So I read The Dream Thieves, which was a 5 of 5 stars with Maggie Stiefvater. It is the second book of the Raven cycle, and it was just a continuation. It was more about Ronan and a lot about Ronan, and I enjoyed that quite a lot, so I was happy about it. Then I also read We Should All Be Feminists by, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her name. I've been too far removed from hearing it to even try that. So that I will put up here, and it was a good essay on feminism and why we all need it. And I also read Animal Farm by George Orwell, which was a commentary on the Soviet Union and the communist community, and that was pretty good. I enjoyed that quite a lot. The next 2 that I read were Winterborn, Home of Vengeance and Valor by Allie Carter. That was a 5 of 5 stars. It was a middle grade book. It was super cute. It just came out, and it's about this little orphan girl who she gets picked up and taken to this really nice school that she's going to live at, and there is like a masked crusader kind of type thing going on, and they're like her group of friends that have all ended up at this Winterborn home have, you know, they're kind of precocious, and they're out to get stuff. So like they all kind of band together. It's a found family kind of trope. It was very cute. Highly recommend it. And then the other book that I read that was 5 of 5 stars was The Bear and the Nightingale. It just happened to be available at my library, and I checked it out, and I freaking loved it. Which this is a story of Vasilisa, who is a child in like old-timey Russia, and it's like this Russian fairy tale where, you know, there's like the King of Frost, and there's like this bear that devours everything, and it was just a really good story. And Vasilisa was great. She was just stronger than she knew, and she just always was trying to help people, so it was really good. I highly recommend that one. So those are my books that I read this month, and I am super happy to share this with you. If you guys like this, please hit like. If you really liked it, hit subscribe. And if you would like to see more content, please let me know what you would like. So I will see you later. Have a good day. Goodbye.